at 6 p.m. Please join me for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Potato,
Here.
Brown,
Here.
Cole,
Here.
Hochstetter, here, Newman,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Stewart.
Here.
All right, everybody's here. First on the agenda, we have a proclamation, and I'm going to call on Chief Marecki to read the Police Week and Peace Officer Memorial Day proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor, council, staff, guests. It's my privilege to be before you tonight to read into the record a proclamation by the mayor of the city of Sumner, Kathy Hayden, proclaiming Police Week and Peace Officer Memorial Day in the city of Sumner. So whereas law enforcement officers play an essential role in ensuring our safety and safeguarding our rights and freedoms, and whereas our officers partner with citizens to keep our community safe as possible by enforcing traffic laws, proactively policing, and forming neighborhood watch groups, and whereas an unsafe situation does arise, officers are the first to respond, provide assistance, often at great risk to their own personal safety. And whereas Sumner police officers continue to face increased danger, both seen and unseen, and scrutiny in the performance of their official duties. And whereas our officers recognize their duty to serve our citizens by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against the deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas in 2022, our Sumner police officers responded to over 13,400 calls for service, arrested 127 suspects, made 1,100 traffic stops, removed 17 impaired drivers from our roadways, and provided needed security and property protection. And whereas the Congress and President of the United States have established May 15th, 2023 as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which it falls as National Police Week. Now, therefore, the city of Sumner proclaims May 15th, 2023 as Peace Officer Memorial Day, and the week of May 14th through May 20th as Police Week in the city, and urges all residents to mark this occasion with appropriate ceremonies commemorating police officers past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion have collectively preserved our rights and our security. This was dated and signed this first day of May 2023.
Right, now I have the pleasure of swearing in our newest officer, Lucas DeVore, who I was lucky enough to go watch graduate at the academy. And not only was he a stellar student, he was president of his class. So
You're stealing my thunder.
so excited.
I was going to do a brief introduction, Mayor. I wanted to, first of all and foremost, thank the city and this council for their consistent, steadfast support of our police officers and our community, and putting safety as a priority. And it's one of my privileges as police chief to hire new police officers. This proclamation was for Police Week, recognizes our present and past police officers, and tonight is really the future of police officers in Sumner. And it's our newest officer, Lucas DeVore. Tonight we will welcome him and his family into our family, and you all will bear witness to his oath of office and official pinning of his new badge. But I want to introduce and acknowledge Lucas' family that's present. So we have his wife, Katie, and their 2-year-old son, Will, and one new family member on the way literally any minute. She was due last Thursday, and it was like, please God, not during graduation. And now it's please God, not during the swearing in. But any moment. Proud family. And also Lucas's mother and father, Craig and Jackie DeVore of Illinois. And Katie's parents, David and Donna Went of Kent. So we welcome them. And Lucas's longtime childhood friend is also a Sumner police officer, Drake Iverson. And there he is. He snuck in. So pleased to have Drake celebrating with us as well. A little bit about Lucas. He was born and raised in Athens, Illinois, which is a fairly small farming community near Springfield, Illinois. It was in high school where Lucas met Drake and they became lifelong friends. Military each took them separate directions. But after high school, Lucas joined the Army and served in the Military Corrections Battalion. So it's kind of they have military police, military corrections, just like in the civilian world. Lucas served in South Korea. He served 2 years at a large correctional facility in Germany. He was promoted to rank E5 sergeant, served in several supervisory roles, and his final tour of duty for 4 years brought him to the regional corrections facility at Joint Base Lewis McChord, where he served in a variety of leadership roles, including leading their Guardian Academy, where they train new military corrections officers. After his honorable discharge, Lucas went to work for the Washington Department of Health doing contract tracing during the pandemic. Lucky for us, the pandemic wound down and Lucas wanted to find some more suitable employment. So having his friend working here, it was natural for him to apply with us. And I am fortunate that we were able to hire him September 29th. He started October 17th. And as Kathy mentioned, he started BLEA class 855 in December of 2022. And just graduated a week from today, so April 24th. Now, it's no surprise, given that little summary of Lucas's history, military background, corrections academy experience, his class selected him to serve as their class president. As class president, Lucas acted as a liaison to the chain of command, organized details assigned to his class. One of those was including presenting a memorial to the family members of a fallen Pierce County deputy, assist in coordinating class activities, and contribute to the order and discipline of his class. And you can imagine 25 students, it's hard to keep order sometimes. All this, and most importantly, meet the academic and skills requirement to himself graduate, which he did handily. Lucas's TAC officer, Tyler Kornmesser of the Bellevue Police Department, wrote us in appreciation for Lucas. Said, I want, and I quote, I want to reach out and let you know that Recruit DeVore has been an excellent class president and liaison for this class. He is humble and respectful. Additionally, he has stayed after hours numerous times to assist me with providing extra skills practice to our students. And not only did Lucas provide the dedicated hours to ensure that his teammates succeed, which is a selfless act, he also spent additional hours participating in the voluntary fitness challenge that they have at the academy and received special recognition as graduation. On a personal note, Lucas met his wife, Katie, in 2016. I understand while they were learning how to ballroom dance. Who swept two off each other's feet? I don't know, but it worked. And they were married in 2017, bought the house they currently reside in the South Hill Puyallup area, have their beautiful son, Will, and another on the way, like I said, literally minutes. Hopefully, I told her not for the next 30. So you can see by the presence of Lucas's family here, he has the love and support that is so vital to a healthy and long career in law enforcement. So with that, I just have one other thing, and I'll let Kathy, Mayor Hayden issue the oath of office. I always quote Calvin Coolidge. He said, no one is compelled to choose the profession of a police officer, but having chosen it, everyone is obligated to perform its duties and live up to the highest standards of its requirements. And I know from Lucas' background, from the times we've worked together, through his performance and leadership in the academy, that he has the highest ethical standards and the professional requirements of being a police officer, and to hold this special position of trust in our community. So with that, I would ask Mayor Hayden to please administer the oath of his office. Lucas, if you want to come up.
Okay. I, Lucas DeVore, do solemnly swear that I am a citizen of the United States of America and the state of Washington,
that I am a citizen of the United States of America, state of Washington.
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
the Constitution and state laws of Washington,
and will, to the best of my judgment,
and will to the best of my judgment,
skill, and ability,
skill, and ability,
truly, faithfully,
truly, faithfully,
diligently, and impartially
diligently, impartially,
perform the duties of the office of police officer
perform the office and duty of police officer
in and for the city of Sumner,
in and for the city of Sumner,
county of Pierce, and state of Washington,
county of Pierce, state of Washington,
as such duties are prescribed by law,
as such duties are prescribed by law,
and will support and obey
support and obey
the law enforcement code of ethics.
law enforcement code of ethics.
We have some stuff. Are you doing that? Okay, we'll put that in there.
So now I would invite his wife, Katie, and their son, Will, to come up and officially pin his new badge. All right. I told him 19 more years and it'll be Will's turn. Yeah, I did one last word. So with our badge, to whom much is given, much is required. And Lucas, from this moment on, our badge is entrusted to you. You must commit to serving the greater good with a spirit of service, justice, and fairness. Always true to our guiding principles of teamwork, professionalism, integrity, and commitment, and to your law enforcement code of ethics. So I have for you an official certificate of appointment as police officer in the city of Sumner from this day forward. I have our department coin that has our guiding principles on the back. So always be a constant reminder for you. And with that, again, welcome Katie and Will and Lucas to our family, and all the family support here is tremendous. So we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Man, there's a smile, huh? Then you want to move backward, maybe. Cake first.
Go home. He's like, go home. That's what I do after a meeting. Go home. Okay. Okay, so now we will move on to the consent agenda. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Item number 1. Stewart Road Bridge PSC Construction Agreement. Item 2. Approval of checks and electronic payments in the amount of $1,735,811.29. Item 3. Approval of the meeting minutes from the regular meeting of April 17th, 2023, and the study session of April 24th, 2023.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor, would you like to make a motion to adopt?
Yeah, I move we adopt the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Councilmember Cole. It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Would anybody like to remove an item? Seeing none, all in favor? Say aye.
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 Any opposed? Passes unanimous. Okay. And we move on to regular business. First thing on the agenda is resolution number 1657. 2024 to 2029 6-year Transportation Improvement Program Annual Update. Councilmember Stewart, would you like to make a motion?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt resolution number 1657, 2024 to 2029 6-year Transportation Improvement Program Annual Update.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor. I call on Andrew Leach, Public Works Manager.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. This resolution is for the 2024 through 2029 6-year Transportation Improvement Program Annual Update, or 6-year TIP for short. Per state law, the city is required to update its TIP annually and file a copy of the adopted program with the State Department of Transportation. This item was previously brought to you at the April 10th study session, and then we held a public hearing at the April 17th council meeting. We received no comments or concerns from the public at the hearing. A couple quick highlights for this year's update. Our Stewart Road Bridge project is the construction phase is fully funded. So we just need to wrap up final design and we can start the construction phase. And another highlight is our 166th Avenue widening project. We're currently in preliminary design and working through a significant environmental phase of the project. And that's due to the involvement of a salmon bearing stream on the project site. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Leach? No? All right. Seeing none. Since there was a public hearing on this on April 17th, there will be no public comment today. So, and we have no comments from the council. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Hochstetter,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Potato,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes,
Reed,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
All right, passes unanimous. Thank you. All right, moving on to public comment. Michelle, would you please read the rules? Okay.
When addressing the council, please state your name and address or the city in which you reside. You will have 3 minutes to speak. All comments are to be addressed to the mayor and the council as a whole. As a reminder, the mayor and the council are not in a position to answer questions during the meeting and may direct you to staff.
Thank you. We have one signed up and it is Mr. Mike Connor. Come on up and do your thing.
That's probably better now. Mike Connor, 4923 Parker Road. And I appreciate coming to a meeting to where I feel like I'm 1,000 years old. The idea of somebody starting a career at this day and age in my life is well past. But it's nice to see good young people coming into the community. I'm here and have the distinct honor of representing the post 3070 BFW in town across from Maple Lawn. And we want to invite the council and the mayor, if you have time, to come to our memorial on May the 29th. We would appreciate it. And afterwards, we're going to have a picnic luncheon over at the hall, 1705 Willow Street in Sumner. And it's the first one in 4 years that we've done legally. Fortunately, we're a small enough town that we carried on our ceremony. So the chain is unbroken since 1947. And that includes the Rainbow Girls also. They were involved. So it's nice to be part of a small town. And when you only have 1 or 2 projects going on, within a block. And it seems like every block has one or two projects going on. But it's great to see the community moving ahead and to see everybody involved. My other responsibility is to mention that on Thursday, May 25th, we'll be placing flags out in the cemetery. And everybody is welcome to come and help install the flags and get a little bit of a taste of small town America that quite honestly hasn't gone away here. And last year we had over 200 young people come in. We had a problem because we passed out so many flags, and we actually started placing flags, or many of the young people placed flags on all of the cemetery. But it was a lot of fun, and most of us senior people spent more time talking to young people about what this is all about, that freedom isn't free. There's a price to be paid, whether it's in our communities or across the sea. And so please, if you can, fit us in and stop by for a hot dog and hamburger.
What time are you doing it?
The service is at 10 o'clock on the 29th. And we have no idea what's going on with it because we have our portion of it planned. The Boy Scouts will be there to present the flag, and Cub Scouts will be lining the street. And we've already got 2 more Cub Scout units that are coming. They had such a good time last year. So we're really looking forward to it. And afterwards, please come over to the hall. We'll have refreshments and a picnic lunch. And we'll also have many of the artifacts of the building out and from past members and past community members.
Thank you, Mr. Connor.
I appreciate the fact that you graced me with a little bit of extra time. This is the first time that I've done this alone. In the years past, Mr. Sumner used to be involved. Leroy and I would come, and we sorely miss him. But hopefully we develop another young person in town that'll be coming and filling in for us. But
All right,
thank you.
thank you. All right.
Mayor, excuse me, Mayor.
Wills.
We do have people attending virtually, so if you could give the instructions for how to participate
Okay.
remotely.
Is there anybody online that would like to have public comment? If you do, push *9 or raise your hand. Seeing none. All right. Okay, we have no new business tonight. So I will call for reports. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, but no thanks.
All right. Councilmember Potato.
Yeah, just, it was very good to see the Officer DeVore being commissioned into our city police. I know they do such a good job, and it's good that we're able to find good candidates. So thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor.
I'll just echo that. It was thrilling to see the officer sworn in with his family. That was very rewarding to know that we're going to have such a new officer joining us.
Councilmember Cole.
I just wanted to say thank you to the city, in particular, Derek Berry and his team, as they on Saturday, April 22nd, planted trees along River Grove, and that's my neighborhood. So anyway, it's going to be beautiful soon. So thank you.
All right. Councilmember Newman.
Nothing tonight.
Councilmember Reed.
Thank you. Just congratulations to Officer DeVore and a thank you.
All right, thank you. City Administrator Jason Wilson.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Coming up at next week's study session, we have 2 items on the agenda. The first is some members from WashDOT will be here to talk about the State Route 167 corridor program and all the planning efforts that are underway to improve traffic flow along the 167 and actually 405 corridor. Also, we'll hear from our own staff, who will be providing an update on all the downtown construction. Not just the Town Center Utility Wooner project, but also the Town Center Main and Wood intersection and the updated construction timeline for that. At the May 15th regular council meeting, you'll be considering an ordinance authorizing the issuance of limited term general obligation debt for the cemetery building, an ordinance creating a dig once policy, and an ordinance amending the parking code related to no parking in the 1700 block of West Valley Highway, clarifying disabled parking violation fines, and amending the response period to align with state law. On the commission front, the Cultural Arts Commission has been very busy getting ready for the summer event season. The 2023 Music Off Main lineup has been chosen. Performers this year include Island Groove, the Abagraphs, Sonic Funk Orchestra, and Amelia Day. As a reminder, the concerts are on Friday evenings at Heritage Park in July, with the exception of the last week when the concert will be held Saturday at Loyalty Park in conjunction with the Chalk Art Festival. The commission's also accepting vendor application for Nights on Ryan, which is being held on Saturday, August 12th. And they're also working on a RFP for utility box art installations. So they've been quite busy lately. Just on the miscellaneous front, the city was recognized by Pierce Trips as a bronze level best commuter business for the year in 2022. Best commuter businesses is Pierce Trips leadership program for Pierce County employers who encourage their employees to use smart commute options. Those options that our employees use include walking, riding a bike, taking the bus or train, teleworking, and utilizing compressed work week schedules. I want to say a special thank you to City Clerk Michelle Converse, who's our Pierce Trips employee coordinator, which is really a thankless job here at the city, and I appreciate her effort to continue to push for commute trip reduction efforts. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Wilson? Any questions online? Oh, seeing none. Thank you. Well, construction continues downtown. It's coming along. Please visit our businesses. They are still open and it's been a rough go for them. So anytime you can get downtown would be great. And I just encourage everybody to go visit them. So we have an executive session tonight pursuant to 42.30110 and 42.30110 to discuss with legal counsel threatened litigation and or litigation that the agency reasonably believes may be commenced by or against the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity. There will be no action to follow. The regular meeting will now adjourn into executive session at 6:28 for a period of 30 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. And Councilmember Newman and Reed, in your email is a separate link to the executive.
Received.